Okay, so I'm currently using the i3 window manager, and I have a couple defaults like this i3 bar down here, which is just textual. In general, I'm trying to use as many textual console type interfaces as possible. My launcher is dmenu, and so you see it up here. I've activated it, and let's say if I want to launch Chrome or something like that, then I can do that there and hit enter, and it'll run. The interesting thing about i3 or tiling window managers in general is that when I create a new window, like I can by holding the super, which is the Windows key, and I'll just call it super from now on. Super enter opens a new terminal. Then super enter, I can keep opening new terminals like that. Alternatively, I can open them in different configurations. So if I want to do many different tasks, I can set them up like this. And that's quite pleasant. Let's look at another workspace. So I'll use super and then 2 to switch to workspace 2, or super and 1 to switch back to 1. Now here I have the Scala course over here, and then my homework over here. And what I'm running is IntelliJ IDEA and Chrome. Now on a larger monitor, which is how I use this when it's docked, this setup works just fine, but since I'm on my laptop, it's too low resolution, so it's not going to work. So as you can see right now, we have tiled configuration running. And so if I want to switch to something that's maybe a better fit, I'll switch to, let's see, tabbed, right? So up here you can see that those two applications are still running. And you can see the IDEA is running full screen, so it's a lot easier to work with. And as I create new, actually, this is fun because I made this stacked. So I can make it tiled, or it can be also a sub-tab. So see how up here we have i3, and it's actually running IDEA, but I didn't tell it to rename the title bar, so it's just whatever junk it is from holding this container anyway. So I can switch between this as sub-tabs. So if I hit super and J, or super and semicolon, I'm going back and forth, left and right. These are like kind of VI styled keys, but a little bit different. And if I hit go left one, then left again, I'm in this other container. So this container doesn't have any sub-tabs. So I can hit right and then right into the sub-tabs there. Now there's other layouts that you can have. So here's back in tiled mode. If I want to resize that, I hit window or super R for resize, and then I can just use the J, I'm sorry, it was J and semicolon, not H and semicolon. And I can resize those. I can resize them up and down as well, but in order to do that, I'd need another window there to take up the space. Otherwise, the tiles will automatically take up all of the space available. So I think that for me, tabbing is the way to go. So I still have all this stuff. So this is my Scala work, and this is my Scala homework. I still have all of this stuff on workspace 2, so I can keep it individual. Then on workspace 1, I might have my IRC, and then I might have like Telegram chat or something like that. Let's see here. What else do we have? Let's look at my music player. So I just use CMUS, which I could bind to a specific key, and I can go in here and play a song or whatever. And that's all keyboard driven, which is really nice. If I need to launch files, I can pop open my file browser here. Now this is just basically running in something called a Scratchpad, where I have it always running in the background, and I hit the super button O, but to me, since I used Dvorak, it's super R, so it makes sense to me. Super O opens and closes Ranger, which is this terminal tool that also works with the mouse. It's a file basically explorer, so I can traverse through this with VI key bindings. I can copy and paste, I can highlight a bunch or uncheck them, that kind of stuff. I can do a lot of really nice stuff with it and just pop it away again whenever I want to, here or there, here or there. And I can also do this with things like, for example, Sublime Text, which I use for note taking, but I haven't actually set that up yet. I had it running the other day as a demo, but I don't have it automated, or so then when it boots up, it fires up correctly. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's probably enough. If I want to do volume control, I can either do like ALSA Mixer, and just use these for, in a way that is obvious, or I might start a Pavu control because currently I'm still using like GNOME stuff. Another kind of cool thing is, let's say I am over here and I want to open my music player. I can pop open here, CMUS, and be using it and shrink it out of the way. Or, maybe it makes more sense for it to be over here. So I'll have that, and then maybe some other stuff running like this. So I always have a nice wide display for my IRC. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun to be able to do this stuff. What I think is kind of the next step is to create a new system that takes all of my key bindings. Instead of making the key bindings within the i3 configuration file, I'll design my own system, and the key bindings are triggered with that system, and then that system can then communicate the appropriate commands to i3, because i3 has an i3 message command. So let's say I want to move this CMUS tiled window to workspace 4, which doesn't actually exist yet. I could, using my launcher, just run the actual binary i3 message, which sends the i3 window manager an actual internal message, and say move to workspace 4, and then when I go to 4 with Super 4, it's right there. Of course, I created a mode called workspace mode that allows me to move workspaces around to different monitors and everything. And that's another cool thing. If I want to resize a window, the way I do it is I hit Super R, which puts it in resize mode. You can see it kind of down here. And then when I hit the different buttons that are usually used for like just typing, just J and just semicolon and stuff like that, then it resizes. It's like you can actually program this. And this is how I programmed my own mode called workspace mode. So you can set up all this stuff, and it's really nice. And I think that's probably enough.